smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig through dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones live, Donnie Jones live.
Hello and welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy on a beautiful day, McFly. I am that guy.
Yes, you are McFly. You're super fly. Super fly. We hope you guys are having a great week. We're having a good time here.
A great time here.
I like that shirt. Very nice. Kind of snazzy, actually, almost.
Trying.
What you trying to do?
Just trying to, I don't know. Just, sometimes it's good just to fix yourself up, because sometimes you got to think about people invest in you and what you look like and how you present yourself. Yeah. So with me, I try to present myself, But when we do the same thing, I'm saying, we try to present ourselves. I'm saying, trees, they like to look good all the time, like they can put on their new fresh coat.
That's true.
Do trees put on new coats every year?
Well, they get new leaves. They get new leaves.
Do they get new bark?
The bark expands.
Expands?
Yeah, so as the tree gets bigger, the bark expands.
But does it ever shed? I'm saying, does it?
Well, there actually, believe it or not, there are trees that do shed. They have scaly bark. Have you seen crepe myrtles, right? Their
What's
bark.
That, crepe myrtle? No, I
crepe
don't.
Myrtle. Yes, you have. You got crepe myrtles here at the church.
I wouldn't know what they are. I'm saying I don't do a crepe myrtle.
Well, actually, I'm glad you said that because for those of you that don't know, I own a tree service here in Atlanta. The name of the company is Don's Tree Service.
Yes.
So if you want to check us out, you can go online and check us out at Don's Tree Service. Our website is donstree.com, DONSTREE.com, or you can give us a call at 770-413-8733 and schedule an appointment to get your trees looked at.
Yes.
But I just would like to plant a seed real quick about things you can do about your trees.
Okay.
And I talked about getting them pruned and trimmed and everything last week. But one of the simplest things you can do if you're not sure what to do is to schedule an arborist consultation. Meaning we come out, like a checkup, do a checkup. And what I suggest people do is twice a year, have a company come out. Actually, I suggest 4 times a year, spring, summer, winter, or fall. Come out and take a look at your trees. But the cool thing with our company is once you become an actual client of the company and get work done, you will get a biannual arborist inspection where we come out, we take a look at the trees twice a year. So once you do the job, we'll get you on the schedule. So that way in 6 months and then 12 months, somebody will come out and look at your tree.
But if they wanted you to come out there today, like now and look at it, you would go out there and look at it.
Well, right now I'm shooting a show. So.
Well, but I'm saying later on, if they call that little tree
absolutely.
Number. And say we just want you to just look at our tree.
Absolutely. I will do that. Yep. I will definitely do that. I'm happy to do that. Just call that number, 770-413-8733. If you're in the Atlanta area, because we did get calls from South Carolina. I was like, well, we're not
see what happened.
What happened was,
first someone.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I was, why do they come in threes? I'm saying, I don't know why you just, I was going to ask a crazy question, but
what's that?
You don't have to water trees, do you?
Well, actually, trees do need water, but they get water through their root system. They pull water out of the ground through our root systems. But when your tree is small or it's not, or you've been through a dry season, you can't add water. You can just water your trees. I think that, and a lot of people don't think about that your trees need water. So that's important.
But this is my last question. If we can
I love it. I love it.
Because I used to do this when I was younger. I had a little plant flower in my house. Yeah. And I used to go to it every morning and sing Popeye the Sailor Man song to it, and try to see it grow a little bit. Yeah. Does that actually work with trees?
I think it does. I think when you put good energy out there, I think it affects everything.
I think you do.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put good energy out there.
Yeah, but you ain't going to see me in the morning singing to my tree.
Popeye Sailor Man. You going to sing Popeye the Sailor Man to your tree?
Hey, certain things I did when I was younger. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I appreciated my youth. I don't know about you.
So what's going on with you this week?
This week I am, really retooling and actually I am working on my disaster ministry plan.
Okay, talk to me.
Excuse me. Well, disaster ministry, a lot of church organizations or church bodies have what they call disaster ministry. So like if you get a hurricane or a tornado in your city or Texas, they have these disaster plans. How do you contact people, check on the loved ones, emergency, survival bags, kits, things of that nature. That's usually like on a bigger global scale. But for me, for my local church, I am trying to pretty much do the same thing of saying my disaster plan. If something happened in our little town of East Point or Atlanta, like we had the snowmageddon some years ago, but what is my contingency plan to make sure of how do I contact all of my members?
Yeah.
If I can't reach someone, what's the emergency contact?
Yes, absolutely.
And just making sure that I am prepared for the disaster, and even at the same time, we talked on our last show, I had a lady that called and was saying that she needed somewhere to stay at, and I found myself frantically calling one person to another person to another person, but in my mind, I'm like, I should have a certain plan, a certain, call number that, hey, domestic violence, here's that person.
Yes.
Men, you need help with this?
Yes.
That number.
Yes.
So for me, I am creating just that plan for the disaster, and I think I'm do that for my church, and I'm gonna do that for my own individual household.
That's also what I'm trying to do. Is not trying, and that's another thing. Language is so important.
Yeah.
I think about how many times people say they're trying to do something, and honestly, when somebody says that they're trying to do something to me, doing something, I'm thinking, are you really going to do it? Are you committed to doing it? You know? And so I think that's important. And we actually don't talk a whole lot about finances. I mean, we sprinkle it into the show, but I think that's important to start saving for a rainy day, to start having your own disaster relief fund or disaster relief plan. And they were saying that, I forget what the percentage was, but I think it may have been like over 50% of Americans don't have an extra $1,000 if there was an emergency that happened. And that's crazy,
No, that's real life. That's real life. But it is something to think about where if, heaven forbid, something happened today and you had to go out of town to see your mother, brother, family, do you have that savings? Or they say, hey, we about to be bombed or something's about to happen, get out of the state, get out. Do you have those resources?
Yes, absolutely.
And, we'll say, let's put up for a rainy day. And we'll say, well, I have a rainy day every day.
Yeah.
But there's always a thing where it always can be worse.
That's right.
So
That's
it's
true.
like even you can say, I can't afford to save, but at the same time, you can't afford not to save.
Well, and back when I was in network marketing, for those of you that don't know, my background is actually network marketing. And we used to have all these little sayings that we would say that we would tell people whenever they came into a training or if they were signing up for us. And so people would say, well, I can't afford to. And so one of the things we would say is if you can't afford to, you can't afford not to. And it's the same thing with saving.
Right.
So I guess today's first segment of the show is going to be getting your own disaster relief fund set up. Getting your own disaster. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a big fund, but just having a plan, a disaster relief plan. In
preparation,
place.
because you never know when the car is going to break down.
That's right.
You never know when hospital you got to call or medications. You never know when you're going to need that. So it's always best to just set a little bit aside.
Just set a little bit aside.
And it doesn't have to be, it's amazing. It doesn't have to be a lot. Each time
I learned that from you. I was like, hey man, because you were like, it's like, dang, he got savings.
but because you never know. And you put that if you get $1, if you put 25 cents away,
That's right.
and you have to live as if this money does not exist.
That's right.
And really it's like, I don't care if you got, just say, you got to have a limit to say, I can't go under this limit.
There you go.
Regardless of what. I don't care if it's $10,000. If you say, okay, I got $10,000, I can't go lower than that.
I can't go lower than that,
$100, I can't go, but start putting that in there, and it starts building up over time. It starts building up.
Well, I've got 5 solutions that came directly from Forbes, okay? So it's got to be good.
Give them to me.
So one of the ways so we'll title this 5 Ways to Save.
Okay.
All right? One of the first things you can do is review your expenses.
Oh, yeah.
People don't even think about that.
Yeah, they have that new little app out. that goes through and finds out your little expenses that you're still paying for.
Prescriptions you're paying for.
Prescriptions, applications.
Yeah, not prescriptions, subscriptions.
Subscriptions.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Go through that. Look at what is really going on.
That's right. Right. Look how many times Apple is hitting your account. Look at how many times you're eating out. Now, I love to eat out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm healthier if I make my own lunches and stuff like that.
So much healthier and cost effective too.
Absolutely. Second thing you can do is get clear on your goals. I actually would go a step further and be like, actually make a goal. A lot of times people don't even make goals. And so for right now, I'm listening to a program from Tony Robbins called Money, Master the Game. And it's an old book. It's like from 2015 or 16. Something. Yeah, 2014.
Wow.
I guess that's
old.
Okay, well, it wasn't in 2023.
It didn't just come out right.
And one of the things he talks about was having a rainy day fund, having 3 to 6 months of your
mortgage, your rent.
Income set aside.
Yeah.
So maybe that's your goal. That might be your first goal. And then, actually just get the book, Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. Incredible book. And it will actually tell you how to take steps to move towards financial independence. I'm reading the book right now, and I share it with people because it's life-changing.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy things. I'm 56 years old. Wow. I've run a successful business, but there's still challenges that I'm dealing with because of habits that I've developed over time or lack of habits.
Right.
And so I'm telling you what I'm also dealing with. Marty, he's a good saver. He's good, But anyway, get clear on your goals.
Get clear on your goals. And I just want to throw this in with the goals. If you don't set a goal, you don't know where you're going. They say once you figure out where you want to go, then it's easy to set the course there.
That's right.
But a lot of us are not setting our goals. So
that's right.
That's a good one.
That's right.
Setting goals.
Next one.
Yes.
Understand your spending triggers. Understand your spending triggers. What causes you to spend money that you shouldn't be spending? For me, a lot of times it's stress. And I don't do random shopping like just go to Amazon, but I might plan a trip I don't necessarily need to go on, or I might go out eat more often because food is kind of one of the things that makes me, feel better. So you go have a steak you don't need to go have or whatever. Go ahead.
I got those triggers. Yeah. I try not to go into those stores.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, or like certain stores.
Right,
I can't go to Target and not spend money. I'm
Walmart,
sorry. Mine is Target.
I can't go to Walmart, and every once in a while, I'm gonna be transparent. Every once in a while, it's not like a big problem or anything like that, but like. If my wife says, hey, can you go by the package store? It's been a good night, good weekend. I want to celebrate a little bit. Every time, it won't be in my mind. I'm like, I'm not going to get it. I'm good this week. Or, it's been a while. But every time I go in there, it's almost like a trigger. Like, well, why don't I get something for later on?
Yeah, exactly,
I get a glass of wine or something. But it's a trigger. So a lot of times I'm like,
Nope.
No,
I'm good because it's a trigger.
It's
so
a
figure
trigger.
out what your triggers are.
Yeah.
Next one, pay off your debt. Oh my gosh, debt. These once again going back to wanting to be valuable, guys, and we live the stuff that we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And the advice that I'm giving you comes directly from a Forbes magazine or Forbes advisor.
Mine comes straight from my life.
Simple, exactly.
Pay
off your debt. I'm telling you, you will feel so much lighter and brighter once you pay off your debt.
And I will say this too, just to throwing this out there. When you pay off your debt, believe it or not, money comes back to you, especially when it's to other people, not just the companies. Pay
companies, but pay people that
for your debt because that deals with your credit and your livelihood, but also people because biblical aspect. What you do to others also comes back to you. So it's like because I've done this so many times. I've owed some people some money.
Yeah.
I got 1 or 2 people that produce for me, and I owe them a check.
We got you.
And as soon as I pay them,
money comes in.
Somebody pays me.
Yes,
it comes back in.
It happens all the time. I'll be like, hey, dude,
press down,
and then as soon as I send something out, something comes back.
Yes.
And last but not least, automate your savings. Meaning, there's so many apps now that you can use, and almost every bank has it to where you can get Get a bank account. This one don't talk about this. Get a bank. Stop going to check cashing places. Get a bank account.
That's number one.
And set up automatic savings, even if it's just, and it doesn't matter how much it is. It could be $5, $10. Start with something where that automatically gets taken out of your account. But make sure you have the money there, because then if you do it and then it don't automate, then they take the money, then you get charged a fee. But just be disciplined and do it.
Start with an account.
Yeah. So once again, we want to bring value to you. It's not just about us talking to each other and fluff, which we will always have fun and be silly and stuff like that. But we feel like it's time for us to attack some of these issues that are prevalent in our community and be of service.
Right. And look at some of the alternatives of making money and investing your money. Cash App. Everybody's doing Cash App now, okay? Do you know you can do your investments and buy stocks through Cash App?
Cash App.
Right.
And why don't we touch on that when we come back? We're going to take a quick break. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
I am that guy, Marty McFly, and we will be right back.
Y'all.
Now when the weather starts to change, the renters start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one falls on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that thirsty guy today, Marty.
It's thirsty.
But it's a good day. I'm eating broccoli, trying to eat healthy and everything.
I am too. But before we went to break, you were saying something about
I was saying,
different ways.
Look at different ways of making money and saving money.
Yeah.
There's apps out there for secret shoppers.
Yeah.
That you on your way home you can stop by the gas station, get a gallon of gas and buy some gum, and next thing you know you can get a check for $12 or $15 for just doing that.
And you get the money back that you spent.
Right, the money that you spent in. Cash App, like we were saying earlier, you can start with $2, $1, buying penny stocks. And next thing you know, you've, even just like you were saying, automatic deductions, you can save $5 a month, $5 every 2 weeks. And next thing you know, you have $500 in investments that you realize that you're making money off of, not even thinking about it. But those are little extra, little nuggets.
And those little things do add up. Like even with us having a small business and stuff, which I gotta stop calling it small because it's grown. There's little ways that money gets siphoned off just with fees from different things we do.
Right.
Try to avoid fees. If you can wait until the next day for you to receive your money, don't pay the extra $10 just to get it today.
Just so you can look at it in your account
Just so you can look at it. You know what I mean? Now, if you need it, do what you gotta do. Believe me, I know. But you can find ways to save money on your groceries, on your gas, on your electric, food, on food.
Stop going to the ATMs. Go to your bank. Because you're getting charged $3 or $2.95 every time you go.
Well, this is how you avoid that. Go to the ATM for your bank if you're going to go to the ATM. Go to the ATM for your bank. But also start tracking what you're spending. So if you're spending money on something, instead of using the ATM and then pulling the cash out and going to the place, go to the place as long as they're not charging you a fee and swipe it. That way, at the end of the month,
you can track
where you were spending your money.
And when your taxes come in, it's easier to.
That's right. Well, that's the last thing they said you can save on is taxes.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Something I tell everybody is have a little something on the side that you do for 1099 or that you get paid for because you can write so many things off.
You can write so many things off. You got a drug habit, you can say, look,
oh gosh,
I got to write this off because it keeps me centered.
This is where the silliness
it
comes
makes me not snap on people. So this is needed. But
don't do that. Just that's actually don't waste your money on stuff that.
Well, don't wait.
If it's medical, if it's medical, that's a different story.
No, honestly, all joking aside,
I'm not done. I'm not talking to you.
No, seriously. This is a serious thing, though. Identify and be honest with yourself with your problems. You know,
that's a big one.
Yeah, be honest with yourself about your big problems.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, out of all of my counseling sessions, people never really tell me what the big problem is.
Ooh.
I can smell the problem on them. You know, I can hear the problem on them, but they will never really actually admit to me what the problem is. And I just sit there, okay. You know, you're trying to figure out why life isn't going right for you. Yeah, Pastor, I just don't understand. Why?
Like, why?
And you're going to be like this tomorrow, too.
Yeah. But you know what? That comes from taking a hard look in the mirror, you know? And it's weird. I don't know. I just had this wave of emotion come over me because it's like, these are principles that we talk about one-on-one.
Right.
These are principles that we've used to change our own lives. That doesn't mean that we're there yet.
Oh, no.
You know, we're not.
Oh, no,
but we're getting there. And these principles are available to everybody. And maybe this is going back to our show about a week or two ago, where we talked about each one, teach one.
Yes.
Maybe this is our way. And if this does speak to you, we want you to share the show. Share it. Subscribe. If you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe to us.
Like,
share, and subscribe.
Right.
But seriously, guys, and in your own life, if there's something you know that will help the next person be better or do better, share it. And they may not hear it the first time. They may not listen to you the first time. I've got a family member literally right now that has been dealing with the same issue and the same person for, let's say, 10, 15 years. And I told her to stop dealing with this person. I got to the point, and I'm going to be real with you because I said we should each one teach one, right? I told her for a good 10, 12 years to stop dealing with this person. Stop putting up with this. Well, a couple of years ago, I said, I'm done. I'm not, because she keeps putting herself in negative situations where this person steals from her or has a bad, flare up or whatever.
Right.
And it's causing her health problems. This person finally went too far and basically stole her car, and she had to go get it. And she's finally now at the point that she's like, oh, I guess I'm through dealing with this person.
Nah.
Now, what do you mean now?
No, it won't be.
You don't think so?
No.
She said she is. Wait a minute.
You know what? It's funny. Richard Pryor said this one time. He said, my friends, all of them been doing drugs for 20-something years and ain't none of them addicted. In a sense, you said she's been dealing with this person for
15 years. This issue
with this person for 15 years.
Yeah, but she says she's done now. She's like,
now, is this
done.
the first time she said that? I'm just
no.
So it ain't the first
but this
time.
seems like to be the longest period of time since she's not let this person back in her house.
It's been a week.
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Oh,
yeah, it's been 3 weeks. So
that's been a long
Marty!
time. Yeah, she ain't talked to him either. Ain't even talked to the person. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just.
We're trying to bring value.
No, but see, I want to bring value, but I got to be real because I've been with these situations so many times. I've seen a lady get into it. The guy jumps on her or whatever. Cops have been called. I don't went to the apartment, clean all the stuff out. Got them a hotel room, reestablished them somewhere else, and within those 3 to 4 weeks, we talk. We don't have lunch together. Well, he said he ain't gonna hit me with his right hand no more. And it's like,
you're giving me creepy crawlies right now. Because now I'm thinking,
after a while.
So maybe in 6 months I can say that she's not.
6
going
months.
Back to that situation.
Yeah, 6 months. Does she have counseling?
No.
Okay, that's out of sight, out of mind. You can't talk to them. You got to really.
And that's what I told her. In fact, why don't you do that? What would you say as somebody that's seen people go through what I just described, that my relative hopefully is done with this person? What's some advice you can give?
You have to. It's just like any addiction. Okay, because relationships are addictions. The same way.
Yeah.
There are addictions, and you have to, just like if you're trying to break an alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
You can't go down the street where the package store is at.
Okay.
Don't go in there. Don't even have that in your radar, in your preview. I'm saying if you had to take different routes, you have to cut that person 110% out of your life. 21 days of doing something becomes a habit. Stop talking to them for 21 days at least.
Yeah.
You know, if you got to get your stuff, get it next month.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I told her to leave the stuff alone, but she's like, I need to figure out where my stuff is. I was like, no, you don't.
I need
leave
to
it
figure
alone.
where my stuff is. I need to call him because he got my stuff.
Yeah.
And he still got the food stamp card. And I need to. I'm just saying. It'll be any reason to get in contact with them for either that little argument, for us a little chit chat a little bit together. You know, and it's that habit that comes back together.
I wish they could see the hairs on my arms, because it's just like you
those
hitting
are
some
things
points.
that because it's unfortunate, and I hate that about
But
our
the person's
society.
not back in their house, though.
Yeah, that's a good thing. They're not back in their house right now. You know, and I'm not. And I know it sounds like I'm having fun. I'm making this up, but.
Yeah.
This is not jokes to me.
Yeah.
I've dealt with too many.
You're giving people, you guys, seriously, he's giving you life advice that will change your life.
Got the Boy Scout badge with this. I have talked and counseled and dealt with too many that it's like, and you're back.
I'll tell you something interesting. I've not mentioned this on camera before, but we actually, I actually had one of the reality shows reach out to me. One of the talk shows reach out to me, and they wanted me to go on camera to be a part of their show, and they wanted me to bring back this is a different relative. They wanted me to bring they called me because they said a relative called them because they wanted to go on the show to heal the relationship. And what kind of got me was like, first they started buttering me up. First they were like, yeah, I've heard good things about you. You're smart business. I heard that you own a tree service. You know, and I'm with the Karamo. It was the Karamo show. And Karamo likes to see people connect and heal family tragedies and family wounds. And I said, okay, well, who gave you my number? And he told me, the lady told me, it wasn't he, was she told me, the producer told me. And I was like, no. I was like, not in a million years. And not because I don't, number one, if this person is watching this, and let's have a moment for here. If that person is watching this, I forgive you. I have no ill will towards you. I hope God blesses you and blesses you abundantly. And I want you to have the best in life. But due to the way that things have transgressed for many years, I think it's healthier if you go your way and stay that way, and I go my way and stay that way. But know that there's no animosity. I have no hatred. I have no ill will towards you whatsoever.
All right.
I wish you the best.
We're going to get out of Donnie's corner for a second.
Okay.
Cut Donnie's moment. You know, because it's funny, when you told me about it, I had a different viewpoint on that at first.
Really?
I was like, yeah, go for it. I was like, do it. Good publicity. Go for it. You know. Excuse me, which I do believe that it would be.
Oh, it'd be great publicity.
Good publicity. However,
it'd be a hot mess, but it'd be a publicity.
No. It'd be good publicity. However, if that individual really wanted to reconcile the relationship, it wouldn't have been calling a TV station or a network. It would have been calling you directly.
Yeah.
They have your direct contact.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Don's Tree Service.
That's true, yeah.
They know how to get in contact with you directly and say, hey, I'm sorry. We ain't got to be close like we, you know, but I do want to say, hey, I'm sorry for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and actually this is another thing that I'm not just talking, like I've just studied it, practices that I've had to deal with people that I've seen, been friends for years and break up because of just misunderstandings or whatever. And one of the things that the Bible says about conflict is, go to that person. Go to that person. Yeah, it does. He says, go to that person and say, look, I'm going to whoop your tail if you don't apologize. You know, but no, it doesn't say that part. But no, it says, go to that person and try to rectify it.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's you being humble and letting your guard down too and being vulnerable and saying, maybe I heard it wrong and I apologize. Or I know how things happen. Let's squash it. Let's move forward. Because when you hold up that.
I feel like you talking about something else right now. Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking.
Okay.
You see, because I know the story, so I'm not trying to say names or anything like that. But
there's two of them he could be talking about right now.
Oh, you know what? That is true. So if you got a history of making enemies or people not liking you, you might want to evaluate you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, so, because you just made me realize you got a couple of people that's like, I ain't talking to them no more either.
Let me tell you, we only got a minute 49.
Right.
Let me tell you why I'm like that. Because I've watched abusive relationships my whole life. Mm-hmm. And when I see something is either abusive or can be unhealthy, I have learned to get 100% away from it. I don't get a little bit away. So that's why I am quick to be like, no.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, you know how you talk about bipolar disorder, ADD, psychological stuff. The way I keep my brain sane is I don't deal with crazy. Period.
Oh yeah, I don't deal with crazy. Actually, I did.
And the people could have a good intention. The people, the relationship could be beautiful from there on out.
Yes.
But because I know myself, I choose not to deal with certain situations.
You know, but we can keep talking about this. I want to give a quick little thought nugget before we leave out of here. I was thinking about some other people, but a little bit of a subject change, but at the same time, it might help somebody too. You know, this week I'm talking about at church, we're dealing with another parable of Jesus. He's talking about a banquet that a king made, that he invited a whole bunch of people and nobody came, and he got mad, you know, and make a long story short, but I want to say this. God has prepared something for each and every one of us, and is calling us to the banquet to come get it. Go get it.
Yeah.
You know, stop talking yourself out of it. Stop giving excuses of, I don't feel like it today, it's an overcast day, I'll do it tomorrow. Stop, because when those people didn't come to what was prepared for them, God was mad at them.
Yeah.
Don't let God be upset with you because he's prepared a pretty paradise for you, and you too lazy to go get it.
Come on now.
So,
I think you're talking to somebody.
Just a quick thought, but
and on that note,
yes, on that note, Donnie, until next week, much love, much love, much love, and you're listening to Donnie Jones Live and Marty McFly.
Yeah, be blessed.
If you need some tree work, call Don Street Service.
Give us a call. Y'all have a blessed one.